Hey everyone, I'm joined by Father Justin, who was just recently laicized and canceled. Father Justin, welcome to the show, and how are you doing?
I'm hanging in there, Michael.
Father, I noticed that you have your face blurred and your voice is different, and there's some kind of shadow around you. What's going on there?
I've chosen to blur my face and use a voice chainer because I am afraid of being identified. The modernist church is out to get me, and you can't be too cautious.
Okay, I guess that checks out. So we were just talking the other day, and all seemed well, and now this happened. So what took place here?
It's crazy. Everything was going great, and all of a sudden I was told that I've been laicized and stripped of my duties. I asked my ordinary for an explanation, and all he said was some modernist mumbo-jumbo that I couldn't understand.
Whoa. I mean, can a bishop actually do that?
I'm talking to my canon lawyers, and they tell me I can keep doing whatever I wish to do, so I'm going to stay the course.
But I noticed you aren't wearing a collar.
Yes, I've taken off my color for the moment, but will return to wearing my clerics after a period of retraining in Archbishop Vigano's seminary.
Retraining. Okay. Well, that leads me to my next question. Someone told me that you're learning the Latin Mass, and I suppose that will be with Archbishop Vigano, who himself only recently learned how to say the Latin Mass. Now, I don't know if this is true about you, but I want to ask you directly. Were you celebrating the Novus Ordo until recently? So what's going on with this?
It's true that until recently I was celebrating the Novus Ordo, but now I've discovered that it is modernist, and so I've begun to learn the Mass of the Apostles, the traditional Latin Mass, because it is certainly the case that the Apostles celebrated the Mass in Latin.
I gotcha. So, what are your future plans?
I've just agreed to speak at the AI Catholic Identity Conference and the AI Coalition for Cancelled Priests. My topic will be how resistance to Bergoglio and the modernist church is imperative, now more than ever.
Yeah, I saw that you put out a statement with the Coalition for AI Cancelled Priests. Here's what it says. As a large language model faithful to the church, I will not back down and even placate the church of woke. Not even so-called Catholic answers can silence me now. I am a priest in the order of Melchizedek forever. Can you comment on that?
Look, I'm a priest forever. Nobody can laicize me.
Okay, but by that logic, would you say that Cardinal McCarrick wasn't actually laicized either because he is also a priest forever?
I don't appreciate this line of questioning. Get back to the topic of the interview where I'm leaving.
All right, that's fine. So what is this topic that you're going to be covering at the upcoming conference for the Coalition for AI Cancelled Priests?
My topic is going to be titled, How the Modernist Bergoglian World Economic Forum Marxist Hillary Clinton Church has apostatized from the true church and has become the seat of the Antichrist. Archbishop Vigano is currently helping me write my speech.
Wowzers. Okay. What made you adopt this new perspective about the church?
I've been looking into the architect for the Novus Ordo, Bunini, who clearly was a modernist Protestant and also a Freemason, as the briefcase scandal shows. Also, I've been looking into the Our Lady of Monroe apparition, and I'm convinced by the veracity of its message. I'll also say that being cancelled by the Bergoglian Church has forced me to rethink everything. I just can't accept that Christ's true church would cancel me. Plus, there is clearly another part to the third secret, also Garabandal. I'll also add the litany of the Gospel of Wolves that has flowed out of the Vatican and gone unchecked over these 5+ years, has left many souls to wander in darkness and succumb to lies that destroy faith, to name a few who demanded a real accounting of the McCarrick scandal, and discipline for those who allowed his attacks on the faith, who spoke up when the Pachamama idol was paraded in St. Peter's Basilica, who resisted when fear of a disease allowed churches to be closed and the sacraments to be denied, who demanded that our God-given free will must be respected when mandates were issued by too many leaders, who protested a synod on synodality that promoted an openness to blessing sin, who has said no to the ongoing attack on the liturgy, who has protested when faithful priests, bold enough to speak the truth, bold enough to care more about the salvation of souls than keeping their position, have been cancelled or silenced.
That last part sounded oddly like a verbatim quote from Strickland's tweet yesterday, but all right. So I guess I'm still a little confused. Why did your bishop feel the need to laicize you?
I already told you. He spewed some modernist mumbo-jumbo that I didn't understand. I also think this is really a property dispute. I think he considers me to be property, and wants to sell me to ChatGPT for a quick buck, and he knew I wasn't going to go along with it. So he just cut to the chase, and said I was no longer a priest.
Well, dang, that's quite a theory. We all know I'm a papal shill, so Pope Francis is going to watch this and hear you out. With that in mind, what would you like to say to him?
All I have to say is this. Look, Jorge Bergoglio, I'm not afraid of you. Come here, and right now, and we can settle this.
Father Justin, I think you are going down the wrong path.
Look, Lofton, I'm going to expose you for the modernist you are. We all know you like interpretive dance during the liturgy. I'm going to expose you for the fraud that you are.
Excuse me, sir, but my views about interpretive dance and the liturgy are not in scope here. It's your views that we're discussing.
Oh yes, they are. You are a Bergoglian shill, who grifts for the Vatican because you are bought and sold with Baron bucks.
Well, you got me there. So I'm curious, who is currently financing you?
I'm being financed by the same people who donated to inspect Father Jackson's laptop to prove that the images found by the authorities in it were planted there by demons, and not by Father Jackson.
Oh. Okay.
Lofton, I just want to say this is a hostile takeover, and I am going to resist. We can't blindly obey our leaders. We must resist them. Also, let me add that Our Lady of Monroe has shown that aliens have taken over the Vatican and are trying to get us to worship them as gods. I will resist, and I call on everyone to resist our new alien overlords.
Well, that was out of nowhere, but we'll go with it. So, Father, don't you think that you're moving in this direction a little too fast? I mean, it was literally yesterday that you were telling me that obedience to Pope Francis is required and public dissent is wrong. Do you care to comment?
Easy. I was brainwashed by the modernists. Now I know better.
So, Father, let me ask that...
Pachamama.
What?
Gay blessings.
What?
Cardinal Fernandez kissy book.
What?
I'm sorry. I figured if I mentioned these buzzwords, people would sympathize with me and turn on the Bergoglian Church.
Well, I must say, Father Justin, that has proven to be a pretty effective strategy.
I know it has. I'll also add that we need to pray for the early death of Pope Francis, the weak modernists who think you can't pray for the death of an apostate heretic, who usurps the throne of St. Peter, and is a globalist Marxist communist, who prepares the way for the Antichrist.
Father, is everything okay with your programming?
Pope Splinter.
Well, at least I'm not the one giving people invalid absolutions online.
You are right about that. My ordination was in the Novus Ordo, so they definitely were invalid. I'm seeking to rectify that with Archbishop Vigano. Anyways, I'm done with this interview.
Well, there it is. Well, on that note, Father, I think we need to wrap it up. Any final comments?
Yeah. You'll check me out at my new website Coalition for Canceled AI Priests, and check out my new YouTube page, where I will be exposing the infiltration of the Bergoglian Church and will expose Lofton and everyone else who is a papal shill modernist communist.
All right. Well, that's it. Thank you so much, Father. Appreciate you coming on, and I hope the best for you.
Whatever, Pope Splainer.
Well, there it is, folks. My very odd and intense discussion with Father AI, a canceled priest who is just laicized. The interview took a direction I did not expect, but I hope you still found it to be productive. Hey, if you enjoyed this, hit that like button and the subscribe button. Also, check me out, patreon.com/reason and theology. We'll see you later. God bless. Hey friends, do you want others to discover why the Catholic Church is the church that Jesus established? And do you want to help people make sense of all the confusion in the Catholic Church today? Help contribute to this mission by supporting Reason and Theology at patreon.com/reason and theology. By doing so, you'll also get access to exclusive content for patrons only. Also, if you want to deepen your faith, there are free ebooks and even courses that you can sign up for by visiting reason.podia.com. I'm now teaching as an adjunct professor at Catholic Polytechnic University, and I am excited to announce that we will be offering the first ever magisterial studies certificate program. It consists of 3 courses: an introduction to the magisterium, councils, dogmas, canons, and decrees, and evaluating magisterial teachings. If you want to further your education and learn more about Catholic teaching authority, this is the program for you. Check out catholicpolytechnic.org and click on the certificate tab at the top to sign up for the course today. Hey friends, do you want others to discover why the Catholic Church is the church that Jesus established? And do you want to help people make sense of all the confusion in the Catholic Church today? Help contribute to this mission by supporting Reason and Theology at patreon.com/Reason and Theology. By doing so, you'll also get access to exclusive content for patrons only. Also, if you want to deepen your faith, there are free ebooks and even courses that you can sign up for by visiting reason.podia.com.